Hello and welcome to a humble Highland home. Thank you so much for joining me here today, and from our home to yours, a very happy new year to you. I'm a little bit later catching up with you than I'd hoped, as I've had a couple of setbacks, so I've been taking it a little bit easier and rearranging my workload, and for a while it's been essential only. Frustratingly, I developed a trapped nerve in my left shoulder blade, and my iron levels are quite low in my blood, so my usual energy is just not there at the moment. The weather can be so different just now, and it's very true that we can have all the weathers just in one day, and that's what it feels like just now, as we don't get any winter sun at this time of year, but just a short walk round the hill and the sun is shining. Whilst the weather is a little bit milder today, I'm trying to get ahead and do just a few wee jobs within my limitations. Now, one of our cats has taken to trying to catch the fallen leaves on the side of the polytunnel, which, as you can imagine, cat's claws and a polytunnel plastic does not bode well for a positive outcome. So I'm trying to keep the polytunnel as clear as I can, just using a soft brush, and a wee extra clean doesn't do it any harm. Unfortunately, we have had a lot of rain over the past couple of months, and between the slugs and the wet weather, the autumn planted brassicas didn't really stand a chance. Even the carrots that I'd left in the ground and was just using them when I need them, but due to the very wet ground and the runoff from the pathway, it caused the carrots to start to spoil. So I lifted them and will be blanching and freezing to save losing them. So the only things left growing in the kitchen garden currently are these small leeks, and we've still got a few kale plants. So I think this next autumn I will put a little bit more emphasis on planting my autumn brassicas in the polytunnel. At least that way I can protect them a little bit more, and I can control how much water they receive. Meanwhile, in the polytunnel, let's go and have a look, see how things are getting on. During the milder days, I've been removing the fleece covers to allow as much daylight as possible to help feed the garlic and the other surviving plants. All the winter salads are very small, but they're still alive, and hopefully once everything starts to warm up again, we'll get an early crop. The garlic is growing well and is on track for this time of year, and it spends a good lot of its time under these fleece covers as the temperatures can drop quite low. We just have one thriving chard plant left, but it's still producing some very welcome greens for winter time. And before I head back into the warm, I'm going to be tucking these babies up again for another chilly night. Adam made the mistake of just popping in for a cuppa, only to get roped into giving me a hand with another wee job that has been waiting for my attention. These are all the plant labels from last year. and I just write on them in pencil. So the pencil needs rubbing off now, but it's quite nice looking back on the plants that we grew in the kitchen garden last year, as we look forward to what we'll be growing this year. The kitchen garden was just one of the areas that we'd worked on last year. I'm not a big fan of making New Year's resolutions. I prefer to review goals and make new plans for the year ahead. Last year we identified areas that we wanted to finish what we started. So we have reviewed these this year, and we will continue to work on these areas that we were not able to complete. So these are going on the list for the board this year. We have lots of other projects in the pipeline, but these are a couple of the bigger ones that will take a little bit more time and energy. So the new year means a clean blackboard and a fresh list with some motivation to continue to finish what we started. Whilst I'm writing our list, Adam is continuing to make great progress on the log store and shed. And this, along with filling the log store, is top of the priority list. When the weather is better, I will share the items that have made it onto our priority list in another video. Food growing will remain one of my main priorities going into this year. I've got lots of exciting plans for the kitchen garden, building on what I achieved and learnt from last year, and trying a few new things too, which I'm really looking forward to. Looking at the bigger picture, I do have a garden development plan for all the gardens around the croft, but I like to break it down into smaller, more manageable steps. So for now, I'm making up my list of edibles that I want to grow, my planting plan, and I need to check through my seed boxes. Year on year, I've been extending the kitchen garden, and I will be continuing to do that over the next couple of years. So I find that I'm having to be a little bit more organised when it comes to my seed saving and storing. The boxes that I had been using were just not working for me anymore. They were far too small for what I needed. And I'd seen some other growers and farmers had had some success with using these photograph cases, so I thought I would give them a try. I bought these last year and I just spent a good bit of time organising my seeds, and so far it's working pretty well. One of the things I hope to do this year is to grow a lot more flowers, so I might have to get another case to separate the flower seeds out too. So now I have my list of food items I would like to grow, flowers, my planting plan, and also a list of seeds that I need to purchase. I'd call that a productive day. Now I might not be fully functioning just now, but I am taking things easier, resting when I need to, but still pottering away at my own pace and getting a few steps ahead of where I was. Whilst I enjoy this time in front of the cosy fire, I thank you for keeping me company here today. Take care of yourself and others, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.